Team LCPS families. This is Doug Straley, Superintendent of Louisiana County Public Schools. I hope you're having a fantastic day and doing well, and I hope you're enjoying your summer. I wanted to reach out to you today with another video update as we continue to prepare to reopen in August. Our administrative team has been working hard and around the clock to develop plans and procedures for the upcoming year that fit into the guidelines provided to us by the Governor's Office, the CDC, and the Virginia Department of Education. On Tuesday, Governor Northam announced that the state of Virginia will enter into Phase 3 on July 1st. We're excited about this announcement as we will continue to move through the phases. As promised, I want you to be as informed as possible through this process so we can work together to make sure the 2020-21 school year is a success. And as we get into the details, I want to say thank you. Thank you, Team LCPS, for all of your support, for filling out our learning surveys, and for being patient. Your input is extremely valuable as we plan the road ahead and will help us lead the way here in Louisiana County. So let's get to the details. Right now, we're still in Phase 2. So let's go over what that looks like, and then we'll get into Phase 3. If we were to start school today in Phase 2, instruction would still be predominantly remote. In-person instruction would be provided for some special education programs, as well as our pre-K through 3rd grade students, all with social distancing measures in place, meaning that students would alternate attending school on some days and be virtual on other days. Also part of Phase 2, all of our students in grades 4 through 12 would attend school virtually at home, and groups are limited to no larger than 50. Based on the guidance received by the Virginia Department of Health and the U.S. Center for Disease Control, face coverings will be required in the school building when social distancing is not possible. Keep in mind that our strategy of having students alternate days in the school building will allow for smaller class sizes, which will give our students more opportunities to maintain social distancing within the school building. Please also note that we continue to update these guidelines as we receive updated guidance from the VDH and the CDC. Again, those were the Phase 2 guidelines which we are currently under. However, the Governor just announced yesterday that we'll be entering into Phase 3 on July the 1st. In Phase 3, here's what school would look like. All of our students, pre-K through 12th grade, would be allowed to return to school through a staggered schedule with social distancing measures in place. Instruction would be provided through a blended model with students attending school on some days and learning virtually at home on other days. The limit for large gatherings increases to 250 people in Phase 3. Based on the guidance received by the Virginia Department of Health and the U.S. Center for Disease Control, face coverings will be required in the school building when social distancing is not possible. Keep in mind that our strategy of having students alternate days in the school building will allow for smaller class sizes, which will give our students more opportunities to maintain social distancing within the school building. So the hope is that the number of new cases will continue to drop and that school divisions statewide will be able to begin the school year in Phase 3. You may also remember the Governor has labeled the next phase and his plan is beyond Phase 3. Although the Governor hasn't given out specific guidelines for beyond Phase 3, it is our hope that all students that feel comfortable returning to the building would be able to do so each day. We're waiting for more details from the Governor on what beyond Phase 3 might look like, but our hope here in Louisa is that in the early fall we will be able to have all of our students back in school under the beyond Phase 3 guidelines. We'll need to stay tuned to the Governor's announcements. Okay, next I want to go over more in depth about the two models we'll be using when we return to school in August under Phase 3 measures. Our two reopening of school models are the blended model and the LCPS virtual model. Let's start with the blended model, which is a mixture of face-to-face learning inside of the school building on some days and virtual learning on other days. This will allow for a limited number of students to attend school each day, but learning to continue every day. The blended model we will use is an AB model, with Wednesdays serving as a student support day. Under the AB model, each school will be divided into two schools, School A and School B. In the School A schedule, students attend school on Monday and Thursday, and on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, their classes are virtual. In the School B schedule, students in School B would attend school on Tuesdays and Fridays, and on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, their classes would be virtual. And Wednesdays will be the support day for all students. On these days, our teachers and staff will work to support our most valuable resources, our students, and they'll be planning lessons, reaching out to their students, and having office hours, all while the students are learning at home virtually. Our LCPS custodians will also be thoroughly cleaning and sanitizing our buildings and buses on Wednesday as well. In the blended model, some special education programs may attend 3 or 4 days a week. And here are 3 more features of the blended model that are extremely important. 1, we will be cohorting families, which we will hope will be a huge help for our community. This means students living in the same household will attend face-to-face on the same days and be on the virtual learning on the same days as well. We'll also be providing a learning device for every student. All pre-K, K, and first graders will be receiving an iPad, and all 2nd through 12th graders will receive a Chromebook. And 3, under the blended model, even though there is some virtual instruction, students will be able to download their content in class through our school building's internet on days they're in school, so internet will not be needed or a requirement for our blended model students to complete their virtual assignments at home on the days they're learning from home. Again, students will be able to download their assignments at school and work offline at home on those virtual days. So to hit the highlights of the blended model, students will attend school face-to-face twice per week, be on a virtual learning model 3 days per week, and families in the same household will attend on the same days, and all students will receive a device, a Chromebook or an iPad from the school. And assignments for virtual days will be able to be downloaded at school and to be worked on at home offline. So next up is our LCPS virtual option, which will allow students to attend LCPS 100% virtually. In the LCPS virtual model, students learn 100% virtually Monday through Friday through our LCPS staff. As part of this model, we will be providing every student with a learning device, iPads for pre-K, kindergarten, and first grade, and Chromebooks for 2nd grade through 12th grade. Under the virtual model, families will sign up for LCPS virtual school for a semester at a time. In this model, families do need adequate, reliable access to the internet. And it's important to note, we provide internet through our wireless on wheels units at a dozen locations right now, and we plan on adding another 10 locations in the very near future. And as you may remember, we sent a student learning survey out to all of our families about 2 weeks ago. And some of you selected the LCPS virtual model for your student. And to those who did, we're going to email you today to confirm the LCPS virtual model is the learning model for you and the one you want to pursue for your student for the upcoming school year. So again, if you chose the virtual model in the survey last week, be on the lookout for a verification email. It will include a brief survey for you to confirm your choice and to clarify that you would like the virtual model for the upcoming school year. This information is extremely important for our planning process, so please be on the lookout for that email and respond promptly. So those are the more specific details concerning our 2 models. And it's important to remember, no matter the model your family utilizes, all assigned work this year will be graded. That's right, all assigned work will be graded. And since instruction is going to look a lot different than it did this past spring, make sure you're prepared as we head into the school year to make it a full success. In our recent student learning survey, you also provided us with feedback concerning transportation. We have been working with the Virginia Department of Education and the Thomas Jefferson Health District to devise a plan that will work for our community. Here's a look at the transportation model we plan on using for the upcoming school year. We're going to sit 1 student per seat, and we'll be loading students from the back to the front, and then students will exit from the front to the back. This will help us prevent students from crossing paths. And families from the same household will be able to sit together on the school bus. Since students will not be social distancing many times on the school bus, we are going to require our students to wear masks on our buses. This is part of the mitigating circumstances that will allow us to transport more students on the bus and stay within the guidelines. I mentioned in my previous video that transportation has been a difficult issue for many school divisions to solve. We believe this plan provides safety for everyone involved, and it also allows us to transport enough students to allow our school division to run smoothly. Several school divisions have reached out to ask us about this plan, and we feel like it's one that many others will utilize as well. Next, I want to talk to you about the changes to the 2020-21 calendar, so make sure you write this down. School will now start on Thursday, August 13th. It was originally scheduled to begin on August 10th. This change will provide our teachers and staff with 8 work days prior to the start of school as we prepare for a successful year. So remember, school will begin on Thursday, August 13th. Mark it down on your calendar. And we're only making a change to our first semester for now. We will take a look at the status of school in November and make a decision on if any adjustments need to be made to the second semester. Okay, let's hit a few more topics before we wrap up. The first topic will be health screenings. We're currently working with the Thomas Jefferson Health District and the CDC, along with the Virginia Department of Health, to devise a plan for what this may look like for our students and staff as we return in August. And we will pass this information along as it becomes available. Throughout this process, families, please know that you will play an important role in screening your children before school. We will all need to partner together to make sure our students are healthy and don't come to school if they are sick. And also, we're in the process of developing student schedules, so be on the lookout for those to be released in late July. Again, these schedules, which will include teachers and the days each student will attend face-to-face, and those days they'll be attending virtually, will be released in late July. There are also many other topics we're still working out the details on as well. Our plan is to release many more details on those topics in late July. So those are the details I have for you at this time, and I can't say this enough. Thank you, Team LCPS. Thank you for your support over the past few months. That's what keeps our team rolling. And as we move forward, I'd like to ask you to continue that support, and also to let you know that questions are still out there to be answered. And I can assure you our team is doing everything possible to get the job done right for you. And I also ask that you please be patient. There are many more details to come and many more details to be worked out. But please know we're working diligently to make sure we have a fantastic school year for all of our members on Team LCPS. I'm sure as we move along you will have many questions. And as we did when COVID-19 first began, we'll be releasing a frequently asked questions page to you soon. So be on the lookout for that in the near future. Team LCPS, thank you for the many great things you do, from filling out the surveys promptly and to providing us with those positive words of encouragement. It certainly makes a difference. And for those selecting the LCPS virtual school in the survey a few weeks ago, please be reminded that a survey will be coming your way today asking you to confirm your selection. This is very important for our planning process, and we ask you to respond no later than Friday. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this message today, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon. And please know, we're dedicated to making sure the upcoming school year is amazing for all of our students. Have a great day, everyone. We are Team LCPS, and in Louisa, we lead.